think I train just as hard as any other athlete, but I love to win. I hate to lose, and I think that gives me a competitive edge, I think, when it comes to race day. Otherwise, though, I mean, besides the coaching and the training that I've done here, I don't think I'm that special. I just like to win races. I spent most of my childhood playing soccer and basketball. Didn't really start running until like middle school. I did a little bit of middle school track, and then when I got to high school, I went to high school in Arizona, and I got to run cross country in the fall. I got to play soccer in the winter, and I got to run track in the spring. So it's kind of a perfect scenario where we got to do all three sports. And then obviously coming to Linfield, I initially intended to play soccer and run track. I ended up switching over to cross country instead. Ran cross country for a year. It wasn't until my senior year in high school that I started sprinting, and when I got to Linfield, I kind of had to make a choice between, was I going to focus on running distance and continue with cross country, or was I really going to kind of focus up on the sprints? And after a fairly successful freshman season, I decided to kind of put the cross country to the side and focus up on the sprinting.
I don't think he ever really thought about playing sports in college. I think that he kind of just fell into it because I think Linfield had watched him in high school, and they saw that he was a pretty good runner, but he didn't really kick off his career until college. I mean, he wasn't really successful. I mean, he wasn't above average, I guess you could say, until college, and he started winning his titles.
Typically, you find Jake kind of isolating himself. He likes to just put his earbuds in and kind of be by himself on race day prior to races. But once he gets to the meet, he's one of the first guys to be out on the track cheering other people on when he's not racing. So, you know, he's in his own little world when he's prepping for his stuff, but when he doesn't have his race going on, he's like the leader of the team when it comes to encouragement and support for the rest of the cast out there on the track.
If anything, I think it makes me a better athlete. It holds me accountable. If I don't do well at a race, everybody's gonna know. Just kind of puts more pressure on me, I think, in a positive way. I do well under pressure. I race better when the race means something. So I think just kind of, you know, taking it with a grain of salt, making sure that I'm racing the way I want to race, I'm training the way I want to train, and I'm doing, you know, everything I need to be as successful as I can and make my team as successful as we can be. And then just not getting too hung up on any negative feedback I get about the season, and just keep working hard, working towards my goals, and then just allowing that kind of pressure to do well kind of feed me and make me a better athlete.
Let's go, Jake!
Sometimes Jake will run like a 400 and it'll be like a 48 or something, like 48 flat or something, which, you know, for a normal D3 athlete would be like, oh my goodness, that's an amazing time. But, you know, something like that for Jake, if it's not a PR, he's not going to be happy with it in general. I can think of an instance like the last Linfield home meet. I was sitting with my parents in the stands, and Jake finished his 400, and I think I stood up and I was like, I wonder if he ran fast, and I was looking at the board and it was like a 48 flat, and I was just like, oh, okay, and I sat down. He probably has the same mentality. We just all have such big expectations of him, and he has those same large expectations of himself. And it's really reflected in his mentality and how he carries himself.
I think he's a big role model to everyone, especially on this team, on the track team. He definitely inspires me to do as well as I can, and he always gives me his tips and tricks, which I thoroughly appreciate. But yeah, I think, growing up with him, he was always a big role model for me because we were both athletes, and I loved having him as an inspiration.
I plan on going to graduate school for communication sciences, and then after I get accepted to some schools, kind of decide which one I want to go to, which program I want to be a part of, and then I plan on getting into contact with some professional coaches and sprinters, and kind of being a part of a club team at that point, and working towards my ultimate goal, which is going to the Olympics. So I missed trials by about 0.3 of a second last year, got injured at the end of the season, so that was a little bit disappointing, but I got about 3 years to get my time back down and make it back to trials again, so that's what I'm going to do.